I'll see you later, bye. And the screen is blank. You woke up early today, Amma says as soon as I descend the stairs. There's a question in her voice, though she doesn't ask it. Yeah, I pick my words slowly because I'm not sure how to say this. Lying to Amma is definitely not something that comes easy to me. Ishita called me and woke me up. Oh, I didn't know you were that kind of friends, Amma says with a raised eyebrow. I take a deep breath and admit, actually, we're not. We're not really friends at all. I mean, we are, but like, not friends like. Amma is staring at me as if she knows exactly what I'm about to say. So I just say it. Ishita and I are kind of seeing each other. The words come out in a rush. Somehow Amma seems to understand me because she looks taken aback. So maybe she doesn't know what I was about to say at all. Oh, she says after a moment of hesitation, that's not what I expected, but I'm glad. I'm happy for you. She sounds happy, but in a clipped, fake way. I look down instead of at the fake smile on her lips. It's just like new, I explain. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier. I was just figuring things out. Honey, suddenly Emma's arms are wrapped around me in an embrace. I could smell the scent of her coconut shampoo and sweet rose tinted perfume. I'm happy for you, really happy for you. She sounds sincere this time. She sighs once we've parted and says, it's just that Idita is, well, really interesting, very intense. She's nice. I flinch once the words are out because of all the words that anybody could use to describe Ishu, nice is not one of them. Even Amma knows that. I mean, she is intense, but I like that. And she gets me, and she's like a good influence with her intense need to study and everything. I don't think you need to throw yourself into your academics in the day style, Amma says. I don't want her to convince you that unhealthy attitude to academics is aspirational. She won't, I say, but I like her. I don't know if I sound convincing. I must, because Amma nods firmly. Well, good. I'm happy for you. You can tell Ishita that she's welcome at our place anytime. Oh, but she's not out to Auntie and Uncle, I say quickly, as I begin to pour my cereal. So we should keep it on the down low. Okay, got it, Amma says, just like that. Sometimes I feel astonished at how easy Amma and Abba have made things for me, how easily I can be myself with them, how easily they'll accept everything about me and their willingness to talk things out. Today is one of those days for sure, and for that reason, the guilt clenching my guts is just that much stronger. Aisling and Dee don't bring up Issue at all for the whole school day, but there's kind of a tension hanging over us. There has been since Issue called me away at lunch yesterday, like something unspoken in the shape of Issue is standing between me and the two of them. Still, Aisling goes on about how she failed her biology test like everything is normal, and Dee spends most of the day fawning over how Cone bought her tickets to her favorite band's concert for her birthday. She goes on and on about it like Cone single handedly invented romance or something. At the end of the day, as the three of us are gathering our books by the lockers, Issue comes up to us tentatively. Aisling and Dee immediately stiffen, and silence washes over us. It's like just Issue's presence is enough to make them both uncomfortable. Hey, I can tell Issue is trying to be pleasant, even though her clipped note tone. Aisling, Deirdre. She gives them both a nod of acknowledgement that's too serious to be considered friendly. Then she turns to me and says, Ready, Humara? I'm going to need a couple minutes, I say. I brought my PE bag with a simple change of clothes, a dress, and a pair of leggings. I even brought over my makeup bag, though not sure exactly what the protocol is supposed to be here. All I know is that I definitely don't want to go to any fancy restaurant wearing my puke green school uniform. All right, Issue mumbles, and still hovering by our lockers, she's dressed in faded blue jeans and a baby pink hoodie with a doodle of a cat on it. I guess we're dressing down. I'll see you in 10. Sounds good. With a curt nod, Issue turns away and disappears around the corner of the corridor. You guys aren't really together, Aislinn says. It's a statement, not a question. I mean, you can't be. Why would I say we were if we weren't? I swing my PE bag out of my locker, avoiding eye contact. You're not even. I mean, I like Ishita. D's statement has us both. Has both Aisling and me swinging around so fast that I'm pretty sure I get whiplash. You do? Aisling makes it sound if liking Ishita is as unthinkable as eternal life or visiting the sun. She's interesting, Dee exclaims, like Ishu is something to marvel at. I've never really met someone like her before. I mean, I don't know her very well, but she shrugs her shoulder. She's my chemistry lab partner, and she has such laser focus. It's amazing. I didn't know you knew her at all, I say. Ishu is not in any of my classes except biology. She takes some of the hardest classes you can take because I guess that's how she plans to enroll in the best university that'll take her. Plus, I know that she takes an extra subject outside of school as well, to make herself look even more impressive than she already is, I guess. Dee shrugs again. You know, you should bring her to my birthday party on Saturday. I will. The words tumble out of me in a rush. I had been trying to figure out how I could suggest bringing Issue without Aisling getting mad about it. Aisling still looks mad at me at the idea that Issue might be coming, but since it's Dee's birthday and she made the invite unprompted, Aisling can't really say anything about it, can she? Ishita is waiting by the gates of the school when I finally leave. I'm wearing a forest green dress that Aisling got for me for my last birthday. It has white flowers sketched all over. I even managed to dab on some eyeliner. All of it is lost on Ishu, though, because she barely glances at what I'm wearing. Come on, we'll take the luas. She turns and begins walking, her runners squeaking against the damp pavement. I have to jog to keep up with her. We get the luas into town together, an awkward silence hanging over us for the whole journey. I feel like I'm actually on a first date rather than a pretend one. Where are we going? I ask when Ishu begins to lead me past streets I'm familiar with and into alleys I've never been in. Trust me, I know this really cool place that's halal. You'll love it. I wonder how she knows that I'll love it when we barely know each other. I guess just the place being halal is a good start. We weave past a few more alleys, and I'm glad that we're close enough to the summer months that daylight lasts until 8 o'clock. I definitely wouldn't want to be in these dodgy alleys after dark. Finally, Ishu comes to a stop in front of a tiny restaurant, squeezed between a pub and a newsagent's. The name of it is written in fancy cursive writing at the top. 7 Wonders. This place is tiny, I say, but nice, issue counters. Come on, I made a booking, obviously. Obviously. I take a quick picture for my Instagram story, even though it feels wrong. But we're here to document our date more than anything else. This place must be kind of a rare find. This place must be kind of a rare find. Maybe that's why it's called Seven Wonders, because it seems to be a wonder of its own. Only a dozen or so. Oh shit, I didn't plug in the mic. I don't care. Plugging it in now, and we're going to continue. I'm not getting paid for this, and you're generous enough, I'm sure. Like, we just got to Seven Wonders. Here's the eighth wonder, Dodo. Alright, plug in the mic. Poonam. I got the light. I didn't even close that big glaring light because I have a neuropathy and I get tired and I don't care. Okay. I hope you're enjoying the story. I certainly am. I mean, I've read this book cover to cover and now I'm reading it to you. So I must like it. But I'm also a writer. And writers get something out of reading things out loud. I mean, if you're a writer, try it. Read out loud. It gives you a sense of cadence, rhythm, structure of story in a different way than reading does. Because reading goes fast. Speaking it out is slow. Now, where were we? This place must be a kind of a rare find. The place must be kind of a rare find. Maybe that's why it's called Seven Wonders, because it seems to be a wonder of its own. Only a dozen or so seats are squeezed into the tiny space, brimming with beautiful decorations. There are pictures of wonders of the world all over the walls, gushing waterfalls, lush rainforests and jungles, ancient buildings brimming with history. Each of the booths is parted from the others with a curtain of beads that clink together almost harmoniously. The music, Arabic from the sounds of it, is somehow both melodious and calming. How did you find the place? I lean forward to whisper to Ishu. I don't know why, but it seems wrong to do anything except whisper in this place. She shrugs. I have my ways. Table for two, the waitress gives us a smile. She's wearing a black vest and trousers that almost feel out of place here. Yes, we have a reservation. Day. Oh, this way. Surprisingly, the waitress brings us away from the dozen tables stuffed into the room to a set of stairs at the very edge. The staircase is almost completely hidden from view. Downstairs, the restaurant is even calmer and quieter. The waitress leads us to a booth towards the very back and hands us both menus as we slide into our seats. Wow, I mumble, opening up my menu and taking in the choices. It's all Middle Eastern cuisine. I mean, there were a lot of Indian restaurants when I was looking for halal, but I figured we both have enough of that at home, Ishu says. Not that you can really have enough of, like, really good biryani, but you know. Ishu is fumbling with her menu when I look up at her. She opens it and closes it, and her leg is firmly tapping away on the floor. I realize that she's actually a little bit nervous, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe because she was tasked with finding a place. Maybe she's not sure what I think about it. All I know for sure is in all the time I've known her, I've never seen Ishu nervous. It's strange to see. She usually carries herself with such unflinching confidence. I really like it, I say. Ishu looks up to meet my gaze, and the ghost of a smile appears on her lips. Well, don't say anything before we've had the food, she says. After we've ordered, I tell Ishu to sit down on my side of the booth. Taking out my phone, I fix my hair in the camera. What? I ask when I notice her watching me with pursed lips. Nothing, she shakes her head. It's just weird, pretending. And we haven't even started yet. She takes a deep breath and says, "It'll be worth it." And it sounds as if she's trying to convince herself rather than me. I settle into the crook of her arm and lift the camera above our heads. Ishu moves farther away from me the closer I get to her. I turn to her with a frown. What? We look like we barely even like each other, I say. Nobody's going to believe we're dating if we sit like that. How do you want me to sit? She asks, like she really imagines people in relationship have a gap the size of an ocean between them when they take a picture together. Well, for starters, you could actually sit next to me instead of having this gaping space between us. This is barely any space. Ishu's voice rises a pitch. Another whole person could fit in here, maybe even two. She rolls her eyes and slides a little closer. You could also look a little less disgusting at the prospect of being in proximity to me, I offer. I have resting bitch face. I can't help it, she shrugs nonchalantly. I reach over and give her a light slap on the shoulder. It changes her expression from her usual dead and bored one to something a little more expressive, though it's not exactly happiness. I've seen you smile, I say. I saw you smile a few minutes ago. She smiles like someone is pointing a gun to her head and making her. I guess I'll just tell people I'm dating a robot who hasn't learned human facial expressions yet. She groans and takes a deep breath. Okay, I'll act like I'm in love or whatever. She rolls her eyes as if being in love is the most preposterous idea she's ever come across. She does smile a little softer and even snakes an arm around my shoulder. Through gritted teeth, she says, "Take the picture now, before my smile muscles collapse." That's absolutely not a thing. I roll my eyes, but lean closer, so close that I could smell the scent of her perfume, the earthy smell of jasmine mixed with the sweet scent of vanilla. I breathe it in for only a minute before clicking 3 consecutive pictures and pulling away, putting as much distance between the two of us as I can. Ishu smells as sweet as honey, and I have to remind myself that she's anything but. She gives me a questioning look, the hint of that smile still on her lips. What, I ask? Can I look at the pictures, or are they for your eyes only? You can. Before I can show them to her, the waitress comes in, balancing 3 plates precariously in her hands. As she sets them down, Ishu goes back to her side of the table. After taking a few more pictures of the food, the booth, Ishu looking like she wants to be anywhere but here, we both dig in. Chapter 12. Ishu. I can't help but stare at Hani all through dinner. We'll begin there when we begin again, minus that light. Thank you.